Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at Solana, see what's going on. Hey, what do you know? Broke through a key level resistance. We talked about this yesterday, that 128 to 130 range as that resistance range. Likely to work as a new support if the price does end up pulling back. So this is a good sign, good look. However, you got to recognize too, there's a lot more resistance between 135 and 138. So we'll talk about that here as to why that's the case. But more importantly, we had this nice little bullish flag pattern here, breakout, or correction, not a bull flag. This is a bullish rectangle, which we had this exact same pattern on Bitcoin. Even though it gave us a little bit of a fake out yesterday with a lower low at 80,000, came right back up now. So it's awesome stuff. Good to see that, but you got to recognize too, and you please understand this, today's a Friday, right? Bitcoin is pumping on a Friday. What have we seen historically when Bitcoin pumps on a Friday? We see a Saturday night, Sunday morning dump. So just understand that that's a very much a realistic thing here. And now that we've seen a majority of the local liquidation for Solana swept here, there's a decent chance that we could see a pullback as well. So just be aware of that. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It just kind of implies a statistical probability. And that's really what trading is all about, is just finding those statistical anomalies and kind of working with them. Because lately we know that traditional TA has been less effective. That's an easy way to understand it. So anyways, hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. Thanks again for the awesome feedback from my community. We took some nice profits on a Bitcoin long, 31%, Neo Protocol and Avalanche. Good profit there. Didn't take a long on Solana just because it was stuck in that range. I don't like to trade ranges personally. I like to trade retests of breakouts, or more importantly, just continuation patterns, which we have a pretty good pattern here for Solana. So I think we're looking to be in good shape, but also we don't want to be naive and just get ridiculous on a Friday, because we know what happens on weekends too. So just heads up on that. All right, so liquidation, we understand that. Liquidation delta has shifted to now 1 billion in long liquidation delta, basically just telling us we have a lot more longs than shorts in the market right now. And with that in combination with liquidation still remaining above the price, albeit further away, it's still above, there's a decent chance we see a continuation to that 140 range. Okay, so just know that's a possibility here. We take a look at open interest. We can see the heaviest amount of open interest. Look at this one big chunk of volume at 128, 129. So somebody bought that breakout pretty heavy. Okay, and it's not just people like you and I. That's a whale there. So good news is there's a lot of support at 128 to 129. The price does pull back to that range. We should see some nice support in that level. Okay, so just be mindful of that. All right, so let's take a look at the daily time frame, work our way down, kind of see what's going on. Future reference too, I get the question a lot, so I just figure I'll cover this in all my videos. We do have these playout charts. I provide these every day. So if you're not familiar, I talked about this breakout potential for yesterday. That's all available for you there. So just know that is something that's consistent. So this playout chart will be available on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. It'll be available now if you're watching, honestly, because I post those before I upload my videos. So let's take a look here. We can see we're still below the 20-day SMA and pretty much every other SMA. So please don't get it stuck in your head that we're just breaking bullish and we're going to go to the moon now. Okay, we've had one good day, nothing to be crazy about. Okay, the key takeaway here is we need to be soundly above this point of control of 145 before we have any legs to stand on for like a successful long position that you can take for a longer period of time. Right, between now and then, it's going to probably be some chopped salad, and we're going to have to just be aware of that. Okay, so I just want you to be get you under the impression that we're not like in a phenomenal situation. One good green day on a Friday doesn't really mean too much nowadays, but we are trending a little bit in the right direction. We're going up. That's good. We can see MACDs converging here too, which is somewhat of a false positive in the market lately. We get a lot of MACD convergences, basically letting us know that we shifted momentum, but a lot of this momentum gets fizzled out quickly with these descending trends. So we're still on a descending trend, folks. There's no other way around it. Do not be blindly bullish here, okay? However, I do want to state that this amount of volume typically implies sustainability. So the likelihood of further upside is higher. That's probably albeit for another 24, 48 hours tops, in my opinion. I don't really think we're going to see Solana continue to pump through the weekend. I do think tomorrow we'll probably see a little bit more continuation. And Saturday night, Sunday morning, we'll probably see that realization of what the real whales are going to be doing. They're the ones that just let retail traders who get paid on Fridays all in, Fridays and Saturdays, and then when everyone has this false sense of security with low volume, they dump the market. Okay, it's really easy for them to do because they own way more than we do. Anyways, we're over 50 on the RSI. This is statistically a very good sign. Bitcoin's exhibiting the same behavior. Once more, in my opinion, just some false positives here, letting us know that we're back on track. please understand, back on track with bunny ears. And then of course we got the money flow index above the price action, above the RSI rather. That is a fantastic sign. These are all really good signs you want to consider taking a long into. So without a doubt, the charts look pretty decent here today on the 4-hour and the hourly time frame. Okay, but you can see here before Bitcoin had pumped this morning, we had some algorithmic trading where you can just see these perfect little candles working their way up. And then of course we got an introduction of high volume with continuation here. So once more, these are very standard trapping scenarios here where you see the price action kind of work itself into a certain direction. Everyone else FOMOs in and the price rips down. So I hope we see 140 this weekend or 138 because that's where I'm going to consider shorting because we have a significant amount of resistance there. And just to touch on that too, because I mentioned this earlier, the amount of resistance that we're seeing between 135 and 138 is mainly based on local lows. In other words, you can see how much time we spent in this area here previously, and we consistently bounced until we didn't, okay? Now that we're below that price action, we cannot be naive just to think that we're gonna blast straight through that and, Bob's your uncle, we're halfway to the stratosphere. It's not generally how it's supposed to work. It could happen, of course, it's gonna require Bitcoin to continue to stay in the 84 to 86K range, which I think is probable. So I do personally feel like we're probably going to see a retest of 135 to 140 for Solana, but I'm heavily considering a short position in the 135 to 140 range to give you perspective. So I think it's a little early to do that now, even though that is somewhat of a resistance range. I personally think that Bitcoin is going to continue to push up for the next 24 hours. If and when that happens, it'll continue to do, it'll do well, right? But I think that we're going to see some resistance here in the relative near future. Either way, I'll post an updated playout chart in our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I'll clean up the charts here and hope you can learn something consistently throughout the days and or years, whatever the case. To those of you who've been watching me for years, thank you so much for just being an amazing part of my life. Thank you to everyone else too for the awesome feedback on our recent trades. One last thing too, because I get a ton of requests here on just touching on this in my videos. Yes, we do have an automated trading bot that has passive income for our members. Yes, it does go up and down based on the market, but it's generally more favorable and typically takes profit more often than taking losses. So it's all there available for you using $50 per trade. We're up 615 since February 1st. Pretty profitable situation. Make sure you read through and use these exact trade setups in our signals guide to be able to benefit from that, okay? This goes for my Premium Plus members. We have a lot of people upgrading. Make sure that you reference that. And to anyone else too, my trade alerts are always here. I always explain why we take trades and where we're going to be planning to take our trades. So just know that's there as well. And if it looks very familiar in other trading communities, it's because they're stealing my information. And that's happened a few times actually. I say that in jest, but it's unfortunate. It's very much a real thing. All right, folks. Hope you have a good rest of the day. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Thanks again so much for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.